South American country brought about changes in its constitution. They actually overhauled their entire constitution, and the constitution is now almost founded on giving great rights to the climate, to the various animal and bird species, and it's a document worth emulating. I think a lot of countries in the coming years will take inspiration from it, and actually need to take inspiration from it. So that could be done. But profit is profit, greed is greed, and when we do not respect the rights of sentient beings, people in flesh and blood we can see and talk to, how will we respect the rights of something a little abstract as the climate? The climate is not going to come and talk to you and plead to you as a person. And the climate is not going to sue you on its own. Somebody needs to act on behest of the climate as a proxy. So I don't think we are going to be very respectful towards the climate on our own, even though the right legislations are important and must be there. So what to do then? You need to tell people. There has to be the right kind of knowledge. What is happening is, we are in the middle of an information revolution, right? We all know we are. But this information revolution has not increased knowledge. It has not increased knowledge, and for sure it has decreased wisdom. Why? Because there is so much information available to us. This part we see. What we do not see is that the opportunity to disseminate misinformation is now greatly available to the miscreants. So you get a lot of information today, several hundred times more than what you used to get 30 years back. But most of what we are getting now is misinformation, or disinformation, or false information, or misleading information, or distracting information. So the result is that the quality of our knowledge has greatly fallen. And knowledge is what forms our insides. On the outside, we are made of food, air, water, flesh, bones. On the inside, we are made of knowledge. And the knowledge that constitutes our insides has become all corrupted. So what will happen is that there is this factory, and this factory is harming the health of the local environment, as you said, right? But people have been taught that comfort and greed are more important than the health of the environment. That needs to change.
Is it okay if I add on? What about the nature of human nature to survive? It also prompts us to prioritize ourselves more, and also adds on to that greed, because naturally we want to survive.
You see, we need to appreciate the nature of the beast within more clearly. There was this COVID pandemic, and people knew that if they would behave in certain ways, they may even die, did they still behave rationally? The climate crisis does not even threaten you that much. Nobody will say that if the climate keeps worsening, then by next year, 35% of the world's population will be wiped out. So when it comes to having a good time, when it comes to having pleasure, the beast within is prepared to trade long-term wellness for instant gratification. Long-term wellness can wait. After all, we do not know whether we would be around in the long term. And somebody said in the long term, we are all dead. Anyway. So why not have a good time as long as it lasts? So that's how the... please.
Yes, you have also mentioned that how with the skin condition, if it doesn't affect us directly, we more than likely won't see it. And I'm thinking that this is also what you're trying to infer with the climate crisis. We can't really see it directly, so therefore it's easier for us to ignore it and push it aside.
So let me add, rather let me ask you, what is it that we can see directly? You cannot, for example, see at this moment the carbon dioxide concentration in the air increasing. We cannot see that. We don't even actually have instruments to measure that. The common man does not have that. But what is it that we can see worsening on a daily basis, and we are also concerned about? What is that?
The rising temperatures, with this current heat wave that's going on right now, and then also in the past, we've also had a snowstorm in this area. So it's also, we could see the issues going on too.
You see, the opposite is also sometimes evident. There are places on the planet that are having harsher winters. And I have seen people, when the winters are harsher, they would say, oh, and then there are people who are talking of global warming. Where is the warming? All I am experiencing is the cold. So, you see, these temperature fluctuations are not so wild or so apparent that they become undeniable. When we want to stay in the false, when we want to deceive ourselves, we get enough evidence to stay in that deception. The proof of global warming or climate change is still not irrefutable for those who are hell-bent on denying them. We very well know, there is a huge community of climate deniers that exists, and who keep saying that all this anthropological global warming thing is a hoax. It does not exist at all. So what does that mean? I mean, that means that the common man still has a lot of places to take refuge in. The truth is still not very bluntly out in the open. Those who want to refuse it are still refusing it, and will probably be able to refuse it for another, I think, 5 or 8 years at least. So my question, let me take that. I asked you, what is it, however, that no person in his senses can refuse? He can neither refuse it, nor can he pretend disinterest from it. What is it? The fact that our lives are in a mess. There is nobody who does not want to improve the quality of his life. Do we agree on that? Every single person on this planet wants change in his or her life. And what is that change all about? That change is about improvement. We want to have a better life. What does that prove? We acknowledge that our lives as they stand have problems in them. Otherwise, why would we want to change or improve? No, we are all looking for change. We get up each morning and we say, can we have something better? Can we reach a better place? Can we do something better? Whatever. No? Can we eat something better? So if we can show this to the person and impress on him that you need to be better, your life needs to change, then I think the climate crisis can also be addressed.